And welcome back, YouTube. This is Boosterbox Buster, here with something very special. Today I got for you an anime figure review of Hassan of Serenity, Assassin version, done in 1/7 scale, made by the company Plum. This is my second Fate Grand Order figure from the company, and the first one, which I got was Skathok Assassin version, I thought was actually a really well done figure. And let's see if the quality of this one can match or exceed the quality of the first one. As always, let's start with what the box looks like. On the front here we have a very simple but lovely image of Hassan of Serenity, the Fate Grand Order logo, her name, and of course, tucked away in the top left corner is the official Type Moon sticker of authenticity. On this side, we have a very lovely image of Hassan, and kind of like a ghost image of her with her skull mask on. More images of different poses you can put the character in. And when I mean poses, I mean different parts that you can swap out. And of course, on this side, we have a very lovely image of the character turned around. And of course, let's take a look at the top, which is just a very simple Fate Grand Order logo, company logo, and figure information. I have to say, I really love the simple purple and black image of this box. It's just a very simple but lovely color scheme. Now, for the main event, Hassan of Serenity herself, and I have to say, first impressions of this anime figure, I like it a lot. It's very simple, very, not a lot of colors, but you don't need it when you're a ninja type character. And I have to say, this is just such an elegant, lovely figure. Of course, let's start with the base and work our way up with close-ups. First, you see the base, very reflective, that like smoky black see-through image with the summoning circle here. Very cool, very simple, but very effective. Now let's move on to the feet. This is actually kind of a rarity in anime figures. Rarely do you see a character's feet and toes like this. They're almost always covered up by some sort of shoe. So that's very nice. And I don't know if the camera's going to pick it up or not, but there's almost like painted toenails with some sparkliness on them, which is very well done. Just that little extra touch that makes the anime figure that much more awesome. Now, I do have one complaint here. The figure itself does not like to go into the foothold here, the base. It's, to me, it was very tight, and I could barely get it in there without actually damaging the figure. I thought for a second there I was going to snap off part of the base, and I was going to have to completely glue it together in order to keep it as is. But thankfully, it did not, and I was able to all work out at the end of the day. Very well kept heels there. And I have to say the ninja style shoes with the wraparound here is very well done. You got the shin guards here, shin wraparound, to kind of keep the tightness around the foot here from getting all loose, which is very well done. And then you have what I like to call like the ninja style baggy pants that go up here. And then you have the thigh wraparound, which I imagine is used to conceal some sort of deadly weapon when she's on the move. Alright, so that's it for the legs there. Let's move up to the waist, which you see she has this, what I like to call a ninja belt, or it's like, I don't know if it's like a sash. I'm not exactly sure what you would call it. But it has some very lovely blue flowers, which have a very, very heavy coat of paint, almost like a different, like glass style material, marble style material. This sash is very simple. It wraps all the way around here. And of course, it has 3 pouches to conceal some very deadly weapons. Now, one cool thing about this figure is her left leg right here can be detached, so you can safely remove this belt if you do not want it to be displayed with it, because the belt is just kind of sits there. It's very loose. I am going to keep it displayed with this because I really think it adds a lot of motion and style to the character itself. Now let's see what type of outfit she's wearing. Very simple. It's almost like a strapless dress. Very simple black style strapless dress that wraps around. Very cute, but very simple. Now, let's take a look at the hand wear here. She's wearing some very lovely black gauntlets, black gloves, with fingerless gloves, I should say, so she could easily access her weapons and have nothing get in the way, which is very, very awesome. And her left hand here, she's holding some kunai at the ready to be thrown. And I have to say, this is such an awesome part of the figure that I really, really like it. And of course, if you prefer not to display her with the kunai, she does have an interchangeable hand where it's just, where she's holding, I thought she was holding some, where all she is just kind of have her hand at the Naruto running position ready. Very, very lovely. I of course am going to display it with the kunai because I think it adds that much more to the character. It just looks really, really awesome with the kunai in hand. And if you do take a look, her nails are painted a very, very light brown color. It's very hard to see. I don't even know if it's going to pick it up or not. You can see a little bit of that like glisten sparkle on her fingers if the light hits it just right. I don't think it's going to pick it up on here. Oh, I think it might. There we go. Right there. If you can kind of see it right here. Very well done. Alright, now let's go to the most important part of any anime figure, the face. I have to say, they actually did a really good job with the face. She kind of has a very surprised expression. Her mouth is kind of in a, oh, you know, like, huh? Kind of a questioning or surprise type look. Nose is very cute, very, very simple, very well done. And her eyes, if I could bring up a close-up of them without damaging the figure, you can kind of see are very wide open, kind of just staring at whatever she's staring at there. The hair is very well shaded. It goes from a very nice light blue to a dark blue down by her neck, almost like a purple. The hair kind of looks like mop hair to me. It's not anime hair. Anime figure hair is probably one of the most things that I critique the most, just because hair is very important. It's usually the essence of a character, but it's one of the hardest things to get right, because plastic hair, no matter how you cut it, is rarely going to look like real hair. But I do have to say, the front of the hair looks really well done. The bangs are quite well done. The large flowing bangs here do look realistic. And of course, the headband is very cute. Now, one other thing I want to share with you is she does come with an interchangeable faceplate here, to where, whoop, thought I had the bag the other way, to where she could be wearing her skull mask if you prefer her with her skull mask. I am going to be displaying her without the skull mask. Not only do I think she's much cuter and much better looking this way, the skull mask doesn't quite fit right for me. This is a big issue because this is one of the main things that a lot of people will want to do is put on the skull mask, but it just doesn't quite have a nice fit. It kind of has a very... the fit's not good. So that is very unfortunate. Hopefully not all of them have that issue, but what I read online, a lot of people do seem to have that issue. I wasn't going to display her with the skull mask anyway, so that's not an issue for me, but for people that do want to display her, be warned that this mask does not fit too well. You may have to do some adjusting to get that on there just right. Overall, this is a very, very simple, very lovely, very elegant, but very deadly figure at the same time. I have to say, overall, probably one of my more favorite figures that I picked up recently, believe it or not. In my opinion, very high regards. I like it a little bit more than the Assassin Skothok figure, so I would give it a very solid 9.5 out of 10. Highly, highly recommended. I know it's not as popular of a character as some characters from the Fate Grand Order series, but do yourself a favor, definitely pick up this figure, especially if you can find it at a good deal. Totally worth it. This has some booster box Buster with the Fate Grand Order, Hassan of Serenity, Assassin version 1/7 scale figure by Plum, figure unboxing and review. Signing out.